Welcome to tonight's Planning Commission meeting this Thursday, August 28, 2025. We will begin with a Pledge of Allegiance by Commissioner Trickler, and we'll go to that point. Thank you. All right, I will take a motion to approve tonight's agenda.
I move we approve tonight's agenda with a continuation of item number 3.
Second.
All right, we have a motion from Commissioner Martineau, a second from Commissioner Butler, so that passes. I'll take a motion to approve staff reports.
I motion to approve staff reports.
Yeah, we didn't take a vote on that.
Oh, you're right. See, I'm out of practice. Thank you. Okay, back to the approval. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Now it passes. All right, now I'll take a motion for the staff reports.
I motion to approve the staff reports.
I'll second.
All right, we have a motion to approve it from Commissioner Trickler and a second from Commissioner Phillips. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, that passes well. Are there any declaration of conflicts or abstentions from commissioner members?
No.
Not seeing any. We will move on to item number 1. This is a public hearing to consider the request of Eleanor Peterson for a conditional use permit to permit use number 6830, special training and schooling located at 316 East State Street in the Commercial Zone 2, CS2 zone. The applicant is requesting to teach Swedish weaving classes with associated sales of woven goods, looms, and supplies. Jacob, I'll turn it over to you.
Madam Chairman. Good evening, Madam Chairman and members of the Commission. I'm Jacob Hawkins from the Planning Department. So the first item that we have for today is for a conditional use permit for Eleanor Peterson. The applicant is requesting to teach a Swedish weaving class at the property at 316 East State Street. If you want to try putting it down and putting it back up. Now this property is zoned in the Commercial Sales 2 zone, and this particular use falls underneath use 6830, special training and schooling, which is a conditional use permit in the CS2 zone. And once we get this back down, I'll pull up the aerial map and we'll kind of take a look at what the surrounding uses look like. We did. There we go. All right. So like I said, you can see that this is in the CS2 zone. And kind of in the surrounding area, you've got some just regular commercial sales over here, a little bit of residential over here, but largely this is all surrounded by just other commercial uses effectively. But if we go over here to the aerial map, you can see that while most of the surrounding uses are commercial, we do have a few areas that are used for multifamily. So this area right down here and this area right over here, those are for multifamily uses. And so this particular property is pretty close to those uses, but we'll talk about what some of the requirements are for this particular use and how compatible it is next to those uses here in just a minute. But otherwise, you can see that this is the Smith parking lot as well, just kind of to give a little bit of context for where this property is at. Now, the applicant has provided a bit of information on what goes on in her classes. The classes include hands-on instruction for weaving using natural fibers such as alpaca, wool, linen, and cotton. And the applicant would begin with several daytime classes as the primary form of business. and an additional 2 to 5 evening classes per week and an occasional workshop on Saturdays. Each class would have between 6 to 10 students for a 3-week intensive. The future growth of this business would potentially include larger class sizes, more sessions, additional instructors, seasonal workshops or events, or even the opening of a new location. Now, in addition to classes being offered, the business will also provide limited retail for customers to purchase a few things, such as material kits or some hand-woven goods, but the retail portion of the business would be secondary in nature and would only be available during class times or by appointment instead of as an open storefront. And so that's what the applicant is requesting. However, use 6830 includes a few other uses as well. Just some other subcategories such as language schools, music and dancing schools, or driving schools. And most of these subcategories under use 6830 are located indoors. So as long as these uses do not negatively impact the surrounding businesses, such as through noise or excessive parking needs, the overall use would be compatible with the surrounding property, including the residential uses to the south. Now, speaking of parking requirements, let me go back over here. This use would require a parking ratio of 2 parking spaces for every 3 students, plus 1 for each staff member. Now, with the current model, having up to 10 students and 1 instructor, that would require a minimum of 8 parking spaces per class, effectively. And there's plenty of parking on both the subject property as well as this property here, which there is a shared parking agreement between these 2 parcels. And so there would be enough parking to cover all of that, as well as all the other uses within that building. And so because the parking has been taken care of, and because most of the uses within use 6830 are indoors and will be subject to all requirements in the zoning ordinances, including the noise limitations, staff recommends approval of the proposed conditional use permit without any conditions. But with that, I can take any questions.
Anybody have any questions for Jacob? All right, we're good. Thank you, Jacob. Appreciate it. All right, if the applicant is here and if you'd like to come up, yeah, and just remember to state your name in the microphone.
Yes, my name is Eleanor Peterson, and the reason I want to start this weaving school is because my mother has been studying weaving for a number of decades in Sweden, and I want to bring her over here to teach weaving classes. She has been running a weaving school in Sweden for 4 years, and we felt like it was time to bring it out to Utah County. I have already done some research into finding interest. I have 58 people on my interest list, and I have 2 people who have already paid for classes, even though I even don't have a venue yet. We don't have the looms here, but we're working on it. And I'm super excited about making a contribution to a positive experience in downtown Pleasant Grove. So Jacob mentioned that there would be 3-week intensives, and I think this is our main mode of holding classes at the moment, but I have had a lot of people request a different format, so we will probably consider our other formats too. So I hope you don't think that's only going to be the 3 weeks. We might have longer stretching classes as well. So any other questions?
I assume that a loom isn't that loud.
Oh, we're not going to be playing music, I don't think. You know, they're not that loud, really.
No, that's funny. No. All right, any other questions? No? Thank you. That sounds fun, I think. All right, this is a public hearing, so we will open it up to the public. And if anybody wants to come forward and make comments, suggestions. Okay, not seeing anybody, we will close the public hearing and bring it up here for the commissioners.
I move the Planning Commission approve the request of Eleanor Peterson for a conditional use permit to allow 6830 Special Training and Schooling on Property Zone Commercial Cells 2, located approximately 316 East State Street, and adopting the exhibits and conditions of the staff report, and as modified by the condition below that all final planning, engineering, and fire department requirements are met.
Second.
All right, we have a motion to approve from Commissioner Martineau and a second from Commissioner Butler. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, that moves, or is approved, yeah, so moved. All right, the second item is a public meeting to consider the requests of Bruce Black for a two-lot preliminary residential subdivision plat called Black Estate Plat A, located at 1592 West, 1800 North, on approximately 5.57 acres in the RR Rural Residential Zone. Jacob, we'll turn it over to you.
Alrighty, thank you again. All right, so we have this property up here. There we go. All right, so starting off with the zoning map, you'll notice here that there's this little section that is missing. This portion has been annexed into Pleasant Grove City back in August 2023. So, and this portion is also zoned rural residential. So don't mind that little portion. But ultimately, you guys may remember a while ago, we heard a vicinity plan amendment for this property back in December of 2024, where the Planning Commission forwarded a recommendation of approval to end 1930 North in a cul-de-sac over here instead of the road continuing over to this property and then down to 1800 North. And so that was approved with the recommendation that a variance was obtained for the extended cul-de-sac length up here, and that the applicant receives approval for a two-lot plat, which is what we're hearing tonight. And the variance was approved on January 7th, 2025 by the City Council. Or sorry, not the variance, the vicinity plan was approved in January 2027. And then he did get a vicinity plan as well, and I think that was heard just before City Council as well. So all of that has been taken care of. So looking at the plat itself, this is the subdivision plat. Hopefully you can see it. But we've got two lots. We have lot 1 up here, and this encompasses the home, just the existing home, that's where it's at. And this property is a half acre exactly, and it's 119 feet in width. And that meets the minimum zoning requirements for the rural residential zone, where we have a half acre lot and 110 feet for the width for each lot in this zone. And so if that one meets it, then lot 2 absolutely meets it. So ultimately, it meets all the requirements from the rural residential zone. And then on top of that, one of the discussions that we had when it came to the vicinity plan amendment was if 1930 North was going to end in a cul-de-sac, even though there wouldn't be access coming up here through the applicant's property over to 1930 North, we still wanted to make sure that there was, you know, like a loop for utilities and such. And so here on the subdivision plat, there's a 15-foot water line easement in favor of Pleasant Grove City, and that takes care of that requirement. So overall, though, it meets all the requirements from the rural residential zone and for subdivision plats, and staff recommends approval. I can take any questions.
So there will be only access from 1800 North into the property?
There will be access from 1800 North into the property. It's going to be a real long driveway just to the house, because the house is going to go somewhere back here.
Okay, and then the only thing coming out of the cul-de-sac is utilities then?
Correct.
Okay.
It is not, because it meets all the standards for a standard lot. It has that 100-foot width minimum.
Will that be a city road, or will that be a private road?
Private road.
Okay.
Yeah, driveway.
Are there, so I'm looking at the Google Maps satellite. Is that red?
Yeah, this is all his property.
No, is the red roofed building part of the lot 1?
Oh, I see. No, so lot 1 itself would be something more like, let me see if I can bring this down. Is it gonna work? There we go.
Got to talk nice to it.
So lot 1 is gonna be a little bit closer to something like that. In fact, let's get the area in there. So maybe a little bit bigger. And there's about a half acre,
Okay.
something like that. So yeah, this one I assume would be removed, and I can even let the applicant.
Oh, we'll
That's
let
a barn,
you
okay.
come up here.
Yeah,
and you
I'll
can
let the
explain it all in
applicant
a
come up
minute,
and talk
yeah.
about it, yeah.
So, Jacob, really quick, we don't have to worry about the fact that there's access to the barn from the other property, right? That's
Not
that's private.
necessarily. That would
that's
that would
their
just
issue.
be private access effectively.
Sure.
So if this person decides, you know, hey, I don't want to give access to that, then it would be their property,
Yeah.
you know. So I mean, but
Personal-
other than
personal
that, as long
property
as they're
access.
okay with it, yeah,
Okay.
that would be fine.
All right, thank you, Jacob.
Okay.
All right, if the applicant's here, you're more than welcome to come up, just state your name.
Hi, my name's Bruce Black. I've owned this property since, I think, March of 2023. It was pretty run down. It'd been vacant for a couple of years. I don't know if anybody remember driving by it, but I think we hauled off like 30-yard dumpsters full of garbage from the property and the house. We fixed the home up. My son lives there now. But yeah, our plan is to just build us a home in the back corner and have a few animals, and yeah, just enjoy some peace and quiet. So it's kind of a dream of ours we've been working towards for a long time. Yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt you earlier, but that red barn is something that was there, but when we purchased it, it was about the only good thing as part of the property that's worth keeping. So any questions for me? I've been working for the city for a year to this point. It's been a long process. They've been very patient with me and my frustrations, but Jacob and Aaron and Daniel have been good to work with, so I appreciate it.
Thank you. Okay, well, this is just a public meeting, so we will just bring it up for the commissioners for a discussion or a motion.
No. It fits. It's legal.
Yeah, it fits all.
I'll let one of you guys do this one.
And I will move the planning commission approve the request of Bruce Black for a preliminary subdivision plat called Black Estates Subdivision Plat A, located at 1592 West, 1800 North, in the rural residential zone, and adopting the conditions or exhibits, conditions, and findings of the staff report, and is modified by the condition below that it meet all final planning, engineering, and fire department requirements be met.
A second.
Was that you? Okay. All right, we have a motion for approval from Commissioner Phillips and a second from Commissioner Trickler. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Or was it
It was
Nelson? Okay, I couldn't tell who it was. So let me say that again. We have a motion for approval from Commissioner Phillips and a second from Commissioner Nelson. And then we all approved it and there was no objections, so that motion passes.
Yeah, we have to vote again.
All right, vote again because, okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, that passes. All right, now I'll take a motion to approve the minutes from our August 14th, 2025 meeting.
I was not here.
I'll move we approve them.
A second.
Oh, now wait, okay. We have a motion to approve those minutes from Commissioner Phillips, a second from Commissioner Trickler. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, the minutes pass as well. So I'll just take a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
All right, thank you.